Mr. Deputy Speaker, the amendment in LTA Bill will strengthen the governance surrounding investments and maintenance of our rail line. Therefore, I rise in support of the motion. Before I start, on behalf of my residents who use the North-South line, I'd like to thank our MOT, our MRT workers, as well as those involved in the North-South line upgrade for their countless hours of hard work. After the completion of the resignaling project, the reliability of the line has improved. So thank you. I'd like to raise 3 points today. First, can LTA share how we can determine the lifespans of key assets and systems? If we draw on the lessons in the last decade or so, the key issue is how do we ensure timely upgrades as well as preventive maintenance. Now, does LTA determine this lifespan through international benchmarks or through LTA's internal assessments working with engineering consulting companies? If LTA relies on international benchmarks, can LTA share which country and which systems do we use for? And when we localize those benchmarks for use locally, do we account for Singapore-specific conditions such as our heat and humidity levels? Second of all, I'd like to request that LTA communicate to our people the true cost of the MRT system per trip. So with that, I strongly agree with the previous member's view that our people would need to understand not just the quality of services provided, but how much did it cost them. In the long run, our spending depends on our citizens' needs and expectations. So our citizens need to know the true cost of service provision, even do we continue to ensure that fares after subsidies remain affordable to the broader public. For example, in our medical bills, we reflect the true costs and then we reflect the subsidies before arriving at the amount that Singaporeans have to pay. That is a good approach to keeping Singaporeans informed. As such, from time to time, through various channels, including on the MRT station platforms and the trains itself, we should communicate to our people the true cost of our MRT network per trip. This cost should include components such as infrastructure investment costs as well as total operating costs. This is important information for our citizens and I suspect will shape our discussions in our chambers over time. I hope we can not just talk about satisfaction levels, but also whether or not, like what the previous member said, are we over-consuming or under-consuming transportation resources. And my final point is a technical one. In Clause 6A, can I check how LTA will ensure that expenses are charged accurately in the railway sinking funds and or railway infrastructure funds, since demolition and replacement expenses could be for both funds? I assume that sinking funds for existing lines and infrastructure funds for new lines. Demolition and replacement expenses for any rail line is likely to be a major expenditure. When will LTA charge this under sinking fund and when will it do under infrastructure fund? Notwithstanding my few queries, I support the amendment bill. Thank you.